Hey, how you guys doing? This is Alex Perez here with Angle Sports Center, and we got your fishing report for this week. Now, let's talk about some of the rock fishing going on. The Bay Bridge pilings are holding a decent amount of fish. Most people are live lining and also soft crabbing around the pilings. If you're fishing with bait, live spot are coming kind of, it's a little bit hard to come by, right now, since the water temperatures are dropping. And most of those spots are going to start moving, south in a couple, in the following next weeks here. As soon as we get that first cold day, they should start moving out. Now, soft crabbing is still pretty productive. Also, chumming has been pretty productive, and mainly pedicuri, hackets. Swan Point, we still getting a couple reports from people up there, but trolling has been picking up. And it's that time of the year, the fish are going to spread out because of the colder water temperatures, and trolling is going to be the ticket right now. Not saying that chum is not going to work, but you want to start trolling because those fish are going to start spreading out throughout the area. And this is one of my favorite rigs here to use this time of the year. This is going to be a double drop, 20-inch umbrella, 6-arm. So this way you're going to be able to, mimic a bigger school of bait fish and also be able to get doubles from this. Great rig for trolling out there. If you're going to troll this, I will recommend anywhere like 25 foot of water or deeper, focusing on the channel edges and also the river mouths. Bluff Point is always a great area to focus when you're trolling. 30 foot of water to 40 foot of water, zigzagging the mouth of the Chester River is also a good way to produce some good sized fish. Jigging, jigging the channel edges is going to be pretty productive this time of the year. I know there's still kind of like some logs and stuff on the water out there, and that can cause some problems, but if you're fishing south, Thomas Point is the way to go. Thomas Point has been one of the hottest spots out there right now in the past few weeks. People are catching them on top water, any kind of swim shads, swim baits, anything like that is going to produce pretty well. The storm shads, you can kind of troll them in shallow water and also be able to cast them to structure and produce some good fish. This is a Livingston lure, and the reason why I like them is for those days that I stay out there a little bit later until the dark, once past dusk, and once it gets a little dark, this guy has a little light that kind of turns on and blinks on the back, so you're going to be able to see it and be able to see those strikes a little bit better. Like I was saying, jigging in a little bit deeper water. This little bunker spoons for jigging work great, especially when you're fishing a little bit deeper water, anywhere from 1 ounce to 2 ounces, depending on how deep you're fishing. It's going to be able to produce fish, especially if there's bluefish around and you're fishing south of the Bay Bridge. They're going to work pretty good for you guys out there. Like I said, Thomas Point, inside Eastern Bay, there's been some good top water action around the islands in there, and any kind of shoreline structure closer to deeper water is going to be producing some good fish on top water and also subsurface plugs for you guys out there. Besides that, your white perch fishing is kind of moving towards deeper water, like we mentioned the past few weeks. You're going to have to find some of those deeper water reef areas, and I'm talking about 15-20 foot of water. Same for oyster bars, anything like that. You're going to be able to find perch and maybe some leftover spot in there. Bloodworms, sabiki rig with stink silver, a dropper, 2 dropper loops with a weight and 2 little flies will also work great if you're trying to use lures. And of course, you can still give it a try and try some of the shallower water areas with some spinner baits and whatnot. Besides that, there's some good fishing going on right now in Ocean City. We've been getting some good reports of bluefish in the surf, with some rock fishing in there mixed in there, but mainly your mid-sized blues, anywhere from 12 to 20 inches right now. Most of them are using most people are using a mullet rig with finger mullet in there. You don't necessarily have to use a full mullet, but this is a great way to catch some of the bigger sized bluefish in the area. And also you can use a double tandem rig, or a 2 fireball rig that's going to work great for cut chunks of mullet out there. For the bluefish and the rock in the surf, you're going to be able to pull some fish that way. Also, some of the red drum are moving out of the back bay, so don't be surprised if you catch some of those red drum in the surf. Now, inlet people fishing in the Ocean City Inlet are going to be catching some small tog, and also the talk of this week was a decent amount of sheepshead being caught in the Ocean City Inlet and around the bay, the back bays. Sand fleas, green crabs, any kind of crab bait's going to be able to produce some of those sheep's head right up tight to the rocks. In the Route 50 bridge, mainly in the evenings or any kind of tide change, you're going to find bluefish and rockfish in the area, and some moving, flounder that are kind of exiting the back bays. Flounder, gulp, bucktails, or any kind of bottom rig with live minnows will work for flounder out there too. And that's it for this week's fishing report, guys. Make sure you send us your reports, send us your pictures, and you guys have a good one.